Welcome to Yachting World's Heavy Weather Seamanship Series, produced in association with Pantaneous Yacht Insurance. For easy, safe and efficient sail handling, there are a number of design points in the builder sails that you should be aware of. Skip Novak is going to explain these now. For heavy weather cruising in these remote areas, talking about sails now, you really want to go for something super reliable, and after all these years down here, we're still believe in good old polyester sails. They go the distance. On my big boat, I've done 150,000 miles on the first mainsail, properly taken care of, obviously. And talking about the mainsail specifically here first, is that you want to main not too powered up, not too much roach on it. You want to go for your fourth reef, that type of thing. It's amazing how much time you spend sailing around with a reef in. It's very rarely full main. If there's any breeze at all down here, you're always putting in reefs early. But really the devil's in the detail on the construction side. And all the little lessons we've learned over the years here, we put on this sail here, and you got things like minor detail, 2 leech lines, one either side, in case one fails. Your reefing system's fundamental. You've got a big ring system here going down to the bullhorn. Okay, we still believe in tack line and clue line, not a single line system. Somebody has to go forward to put that on. And if you notice this long tape webbing here, and the big ring goes through a big pressed-in ring on the sail, and on the other side of that's another ring. So you can actually shift this from side to side, so you can actually get it on the bullhorn, port or starboard. That's very important. You want to be doing that on the windward side. And then another thing is when, the struggle of actually getting the sail down, sometimes you're fighting with the luff. You can't grab this luff tape. It's very hard to clap onto. We got a big handle. You get your whole hand in there. And actually for that last little bit and hoik it down, very comfortable indeed. And another detail here is very heavy chafe patches on the battens when they come against the rig. And now we're going to go back aft and talk about the reefing blocks back aft. Okay, looking at construction details here, one of the important things is that we've got 4 rows of stitching for all the seams, and then we put a cover strip over the seams and stitch that on as well. Sticky back's really not good enough. It's got to be actually stitched on. It's a lot of stitching, but it's protecting the principal strength of the sail, and it's protecting those seams, very important seams, from chafe and also ultraviolet light. And UV really dictates the life of the sail, all things considered. Reefing blocks again. We've got 4 reefs in the sail. That a very most important 4th reef aloft, same size as a trysail. But then look at the reefing block on number 3 with the purple line. You've got a classic reefing block on the leech. But then below it, you've got a big pressed-in ring as well. If the block ever failed, you could still use that pressed-in ring like we used to do in the old days before they had reefing blocks, to still use that 3rd reef. Also important. And another one of our little inventions from years ago is to have that big ring there where the purple line's disappearing down and it goes down to the boom and tie down. That's your 3rd reefing line. But now as the sail is lowered, when you take that reef, instead of the material, this bulk of sail falling down to leeward as it usually does, the whole sail accordions like this and lands on top of the boom. So far as the headsails, it goes without saying, heavy-duty construction, fairly heavy fabrics, and something extremely important, we go for very hollow leeches on both the staysail and the Yankee there. You don't want to be playing around with leech cords all the time and have this issue. Most of these sails you want to have fairly conservative cut due to you're generally sailing in high wind conditions. Also high clues on everything. There's absolutely no point to have deck sweeping jibs or deck sweeping staysails. High clued sails are easier to manage from the standpoint of leads as well. A nicely cut high clued sail usually retains the same lead position for a variety of wind angles. Not to mention you can see under the sail. Extremely important to be able to see what's happening to leeward and forward. And once again, the storm jib here, this is the staysail, but it's a storm jib. We have this thing rigged and ready to go. Can you imagine being underwater here, trying to get another sail down, hank on a storm jib or any system that's been invented, working forward? Super dangerous. We have our storm jib rigged and ready to go 24/7. Takes about 10 seconds to roll out, and you're away.